You are standing at the threshold of a new day. Imagine it, the horizon is still cloaked in velvet shadows. The stars linger like whispers of the night, and yet just at the edge, the faintest glow begins to emerge. The world holds its breath. Silence covers the earth like a sacred blanket, waiting, watching, listening. And then the first rays of sunlight crest over the horizon, tender yet unstoppable, painting the sky with hues of rose gold and fire. This, beloved, is the dawn of your abundant life, the very first sunrise of a reality in which you are no longer bound by lack, fear, or doubt. Just as the darkness cannot resist the rising of the sun, scarcity cannot resist the awakening of your spirit to its divine inheritance. For you were born not into poverty of spirit, nor into limitation, but into the boundless wealth of creation itself. Florence Scovel Shinn once said, "Your word is your wand." Let that truth settle into you as gently as the morning light upon your skin. Your words, those invisible vibrations you release into the atmosphere, hold the power to call forth gardens from deserts, rivers from dry land, and miracles from what once seemed impossible. Your tongue is not merely for idle chatter. It is the golden key, the sculptor's chisel, the seed voice of creation itself. Imagine standing before a great iron gate. Beyond it stretches a garden overflowing with abundance. Blossoms of every color sway in the breeze, fountains pour forth living water, and the air hums with the fragrance of prosperity. This garden belongs to you, it always has. Yet perhaps for years you have stood outside its gates, believing the lock too strong, the entry forbidden, or the invitation revoked. But listen closely, the key has always been in your hand. That key is your word. With every affirmation, with every decree, with every spoken command of faith, you place the key into the lock and the gates swing wide before you. And when they do, oh beloved, when they do, you will walk into a world you never thought possible. A world that was waiting all along for you to claim it. Pause now and take a deep breath. Feel the warmth of this sunrise touch your heart. It is not just another day, it is the day. The day the old self, draped in rags of fear, shame, and doubt, lays itself down. The day a new self, clothed in radiant assurance, rises to take its place. Perhaps you have wandered through long nights of scarcity, through valleys of disappointment, through storms of not enough. Yet the sun has risen. The night is over. Lack is but a shadow, and shadows cannot resist the light. You are now being called to remember abundance is not a reward for toil, nor a prize for worthiness. It is your birthright established by divine law, sealed into the fabric of your being. Let your heart whisper now, "I am ready." Say it aloud and notice how even the air around you seems to shift in response. For when you speak, you do not simply describe reality, you create it. Just as the Creator spoke, "Let there be light," and light shattered the void. So your words break open new worlds of prosperity before you. And so as this golden dawn rises over the horizon of your soul, I invite you to see yourself stepping through that gate. See your feet on the path of the garden. Hear the birds of promise singing. Feel the breeze of divine provision flowing freely around you. Abundance is not coming to you, it is already here, waiting to be claimed. Let this moment be sealed in your spirit. Do not rush. Let the image linger. For every sunrise is more than a new day. It is a reminder that no night lasts forever, and that the light will always have the final word. if you feel the glow of this truth stirring within you, if you sense the warmth of this new day already reaching into your heart, let this not be a silent awakening. Speak it, declare it, share it. Type in the comments, "I welcome abundance." In doing so, you place your key into the lock and you make this sunrise not just a vision, but a sacred beginning. Close your eyes, beloved, and allow me to tell you a story. Once, there was a child born into a royal family. The day of their birth was marked with celebration for the stars. Themselves seemed to align as though heaven whispered, "A ruler has come. A soul of great inheritance has entered the world." Gifts were prepared for this child lands, treasures, jewels, all placed in safekeeping for the day they would grow into their inheritance. But through a twist of fate, the child was separated from the palace and carried away to a distant village. There, among common folk, the child grew up not knowing who they were. They worked the fields, carried water from the river, and lived as though poverty were their destiny. The villagers, though kind, never told them of their origin, for they themselves did not know. And so the child lived as one of them, believing that the world offered little more than survival, little more than scraps. And yet, deep inside, there was a quiet longing. Sometimes in the hush of night, the child would dream of halls lined with marble of garments, woven with threads of gold, of banquets where no one ever hungered. Upon waking, they would shake their head, dismissing the visions as fantasies. Still, something inside whispered, "You are more than this. You were born for something greater." One day, a messenger from the palace arrived. Searching the earth for the lost heir, he entered the village. When at last he found the child now grown, he bowed low and declared, "Do you not know you are the heir of the kingdom, the treasures, the lands, the inheritance, they are all yours. Come claim what has always belonged to you." The child was stunned. At first they resisted, for it was hard to believe after so many years of toil. "Surely you must be mistaken. I am but a villager. I am but a laborer. This is who I am." Yet as the messenger spoke, something within began to stir. A memory awakened, a knowing long buried. Yes, I am royal. Yes, I was born for more. Beloved, this story is your story. You were born into a universe overflowing with wealth, beauty, and divine provision. The moment you entered this world, heaven whispered over you, "This one is an heir. This one is a child of the infinite, and all that belongs to the infinite belongs also to them." Your inheritance is not poverty, not struggle, not endless striving. It is abundance. Yet through the conditioning of this world, you may have been raised in a village of limitation. You were told, perhaps, that money is scarce, that life is hard, that only the lucky or chosen few prosper. You were taught to work until exhaustion, to chase worthiness, to shrink your dreams, to fit into someone else's box of possibility. And so, like the child in the parable, you may have lived believing lack to be your lot. But deep inside, something has always whispered. Something inside you has always known this cannot be all. I was born for more. Florence Scovel Shinn reminds us man's supply is inexhaustible and unfailing when he is in tune with the infinite. Your supply is not determined by the economy, nor by family history, nor by what you were taught in classrooms or boardrooms. Your supply is divine, eternal, and unbreakable. The palace of abundance has never revoked your right to enter. The inheritance has never been lost. it has only been forgotten. Scarcity is not truth, it is a shadow cast by forgetfulness. Scarcity is the voice of the villagers echoing down generations saying, "This is all there is." Do not dream too big, do not reach too high, but spiritual truth thunders louder. You are royal, you are divine, you are heir to all that is good. Take a moment now to remember, to feel the truth returning to you. Imagine yourself as that child hearing the messenger's words for the first time. You are heir to a kingdom. You are heir to treasure. You are heir to divine abundance. Notice how your heart resists, then notice how it softens, how the whisper within you rises saying, "Yes, I know this is true." Perhaps you look at your past struggles and wonder, but why did I endure them if abundance was always mine? The answer, beloved, is this: struggles do not define you, they awaken you. Just as the lost heir's years in the village gave them compassion for the common folk, so too have your seasons of lack given you wisdom, empathy, and hunger for truth. Without the night, would we rejoice so deeply in the sunrise? Without thirst, would water taste so sweet? Your past does not prove that you are unworthy, it proves that you are ready. And so the messenger has come to you today. I am here to remind you of what you may have forgotten. Abundance is your birthright. You are not meant to earn it, to beg for it, or to chase it endlessly. You are meant to remember it, to step into it, to claim it as your own. Pause with me now. Place your hand over your heart and whisper aloud, "I am heir to divine abundance. All that is mine by birthright now comes to me with grace and ease." Did you feel that shift, that spark, that recognition? That is your inheritance awakening. That is the palace calling you home. Do not let the voice of the village drown out this truth again. Hold fast to the knowing that you are royal. Walk with the posture of one who belongs to a kingdom of plenty. Speak with the authority of one who knows their word shapes worlds. Live with the expectancy of one who trusts that treasures are unfolding at their feet. And as you rise into this truth, do not rise alone. Just as the messenger sought the air, so too can you be a messenger to others. Share this truth with those who have forgotten. Tell them of their inheritance. Remind them they are not paupers in a universe of wealth. They are heirs chosen worthy, already supplied. For when one remembers, many remember. When one heir steps into the palace, the doors swing wide for countless others. If this story touched your heart, if it stirred something long buried within you, let it not end with you. Share it with someone who has forgotten their worth. Be the messenger of their inheritance. Words are not idle sounds. They are seeds, each one carrying within it the power to grow, to multiply, to become a garden or a wilderness, depending on what is planted. Florence Scovel Shinn declared, "Your word is your wand, and indeed your speech is the very instrument by which you direct the unseen forces of creation." Consider the gardener. She walks into her field at the break of day holding seeds in her hand. If she scatters thistles, thistles will rise. If she plants roses, roses will bloom. The soil does not argue, it does not resist. It receives it, nurtures, and it produces according to the seed entrusted to it. So it is with your words. The soil of the universe, rich and fertile, awaits your command. It is impartial, unresisting. If you scatter words of lack, "I never have enough," life is hard money slips through my fingers, then scarcity grows like weeds. But if you sow words of truth, I am supplied, prosperity flows to me. I am one with infinite abundance. Then the garden of your life bursts forth in beauty. Pause now, beloved, and reflect, what seeds have you been sowing with your tongue? The harvest around you is not a punishment nor a random accident. It is the flowering of words spoken long ago, whether consciously or in the fog of forgetfulness. But here lies the radiant promise. You may choose this very day to speak anew, to scatter new seeds, to command a different harvest. Let us take an example. A woman once lived bound by the language of lack. Each morning she sighed, "I'm always behind. I'll never catch up." Money disappears faster than it arrives, and so it was. Her life mirrored her decrees: late bills, unexpected expenses, a constant shadow of struggle. One day she came across Florence's teaching and paused in wonder. Could my words truly hold such power? Hesitant but willing, she began to change her language. She shifted her sighs into affirmations: I am provided for. Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. I live in the overflow of divine supply. At first, nothing appeared different. But as the weeks passed, small signs began to emerge. An old debt was forgiven. A check arrived in the mail unlooked for. Opportunities she had never noticed opened before her. It was as though the soil of the universe had been waiting for her to change her seed. And when she did, the harvest changed too. Do you see, beloved, words are commands to the unseen? They are not idle chatter. They are decrees written into the fabric of creation. The universe listens to the language of your heart and tongue, shaping itself to match your song. This is why affirmations are so essential. They are not empty slogans, they are sacred tools. But hear me, they must be spoken in the present tense, for the language of the infinite is now. Say not, "One day I will be abundant," for in that phrase you push abundance always into the future. Instead, decree, "I am abundant. I am prosperous. I am one with infinite supply." The soil only receives what you sow now. And guard against the negative phrasing that binds so many souls. For the subconscious mind does not process negation. If you say, "I am not poor," the subconscious hears only, "I am poor." If you say, "I don't want debt," it hears debt. Therefore, speak always what you desire, never what you fear. Replace, "I don't want lack" with "I am rich in every way." Replace, "I am not sick" with "I am whole and vibrant." The gardener does not scatter weeds and hope roses will appear, so do not scatter the weeds of fear and expect abundance to bloom. Take a deep breath with me now. Place your hand upon your chest and let your words rise like seeds in the wind. I am prosperous. I am wealthy. I am supplied. I am one with the infinite abundance of God. Pause. Let the vibration of these words settle into you. Do you feel the shift? Do you sense the soil receiving the universe, aligning the garden already sprouting? For even as you speak, the harvest is beginning. Now imagine this: you are standing in a great garden, vast beyond measure. In your hands is a basket of seeds. Each seed glows with the words you choose. Some are radiant with light, joy, wealth, peace, overflow. Others, if you are careless, dim with fear, worry, debt, never enough. Which will you scatter? Which harvest will you choose to walk among in the coming days? This choice is yours, moment by moment, word by word. Remember, the language of wealth is not spoken once and forgotten. It is a daily rhythm, a constant sowing. As Florence taught, you cannot say, I am prosperous one day and I am poor the next, and expect a good harvest. Consistency is the water that nourishes the seed. Faithful repetition, spoken with belief, builds a garden that nothing can uproot. So let us practice. Speak after me, I am open to receive. I am aligned with infinite wealth. I walk in divine provision. Everything I touch prospers. I am grateful, I am supplied, I am whole. Pause again. Feel the truth growing within you, like seedlings breaking through the soil, stretching toward the sun. Beloved, the harvest of your words awaits. The language of wealth is yours to learn, yours to speak, yours to embody. And as you continue, your world will reshape itself around your decrees, just as the earth reshapes itself around the gardener's hand. Now it is time for you to choose your declaration. Speak it boldly, claim it fully. Comment with one powerful I am statement you choose to live by starting today. Let the universe hear you. Let the soil receive you. Let the harvest begin. Imagine a river. At first, it is a trickle winding softly down the mountainside, quiet, almost unnoticeable. Then as it flows, other streams join it. Little rivulets feed into it, droplets merging into currents. Soon, what was once a hidden stream becomes a river strong enough to nourish valleys, to carve through stone, to carry boats upon its surface. So, it is with gratitude. Each word of thanks, each moment of acknowledgement is like a stream flowing into your life, making your river of abundance deeper, wider, stronger, unstoppable. Florence Scovel Shinn declared, gratitude is the law of increase and complaint is the law of decrease. Pause and let that truth sink in. Gratitude multiplies, complaint diminishes. One opens the floodgates of heaven, the other shuts them tightly. Gratitude magnetizes while complaint repels. The energy of gratitude is not polite manners nor forced optimism. It is a spiritual magnet drawing to itself more of whatever it celebrates. Think of the sun. When you step into its rays, the body feels warmth and the skin begins to glow. Gratitude is like this. When you step into it, your spirit radiates and the universe responds, saying, this soul is awake, receptive, attuned to increase. Pour more upon them. Many people chase prosperity with restless hearts. They run after it with grasping hands, saying, when I have more, then I will be grateful. But gratitude does not wait for abundance. It is the doorway through which abundance enters. To say I will be thankful when I receive is like a farmer saying, I will plant seeds after I harvest. It cannot be. The gratitude is the seed. The thanksgiving is the planting. Only then does the harvest appear. Let me share a story. There was once a man who lived in perpetual complaint. He looked at his small house and grumbled, it is too cramped. He looked at his wages and sighed, it is never enough. He looked at his daily bread and muttered, always the same, never what I desire. Each day complaint fell from his lips like bitter seeds, and each day life returned to him more reasons to complain. The soil did not judge, it simply grew what was sown. One evening, weary of his own bitterness, he sat in silence. He remembered a teaching he had once heard that gratitude multiplies. Skeptical, but with nothing to lose, he whispered aloud, thank you for this roof that keeps me dry. Thank you for these wages that sustain me. Thank you for this bread that nourishes me. It felt strange at first, but he persisted each day, naming more the laughter of his child, the warmth of the fire, the strength of his hands. And then something remarkable began to happen. Opportunities appeared. A friend recommended him for a better job. His home, once dim, seemed to brighten with joy. Even the bread tasted sweeter. Nothing had changed, and yet everything had changed, for gratitude had unlocked a river, and life responded by giving more. Beloved, gratitude is not a trick, not a mere mental exercise. It is alignment with divine law. When you say thank you, you affirm, I am supplied, I am whole, I am already living in abundance. And the law of life answers yes, and more shall be given. Let us practice together now. Close your eyes and bring to mind one thing you already have that blesses you. Perhaps it is your breath, steady and faithful. Perhaps it is the roof above your head, the friend who cares, the body that carries you. Whisper now, thank you. Feel how those words soften the heart, how they shift the air around you, how they awaken the river within. Now imagine yourself journaling upon the page of your life. At the top you write, my gratitude journal, the magnetic force of my prosperity. And one by one, you begin to list. Each word of thanks is like a stream flowing into your river. I am grateful for the breath of this moment. I am grateful for the light of this day. I am grateful for the love that surrounds me. I am grateful for supply already on its way. The more you write, the more the river widens, and soon the current grows strong enough to pull into your life blessings you could not have imagined. Florence taught man should bless every day the money he has and see it multiplying. Take out your wallet, beloved. Instead of sighing at what seems little, bless it. Whisper, thank you for this provision. Thank you for its increase. Thank you for the wealth it represents and the greater wealth flowing to me. Do you see gratitude transforms even the smallest coin into a magnet drawing its companions home? Gratitude is also armor. When fear whispers, there is not enough, gratitude replies, I am supplied. When doubt sneers, the blessing may not come, gratitude declares, it is already here. Gratitude shifts the atmosphere of the soul until lack no longer has a place to land. Let us enter a small visualization. Picture yourself standing before a mighty river. In your hands, you hold small cups of water streams you have gathered through gratitude. With each cup you pour into the river, it grows stronger. The sound deepens, the current quickens. Soon, the river becomes so vast that ships of abundance can sail upon it, carrying treasures to your shore. Every thank you you speak is another stream feeding this river, making it mighty, unshakable, unstoppable. Do not wait until tomorrow to begin. Gratitude is not a ritual for later, it is the magnet you can activate now. Take a breath, place your hand upon your heart, and say, I am grateful for this breath. I am grateful for this day. I am grateful for the abundance flowing to me now. Beloved, gratitude is your magnet, your multiplier, your song. It is the soft whisper that becomes a roar of increase. Let it rise from you daily, hourly, moment by moment. Watch then as the universe, like a generous friend, rushes to place into your hands more of what you have celebrated. Before you leave this moment, seal this truth into practice. Write one thing you are deeply grateful for right now. It is your first magnet for the day. Watch as that single stream joins the river of your prosperity, carrying abundance swiftly to your shore. Before the river of abundance can flow freely, Before the seeds of wealth can bloom into a harvest, the soil of your soul must be calm, steady, and ready. For prosperity does not spring from a heart in turmoil. True wealth begins in peace. Picture a great lake at dawn. The air is cool, the mist hovers just above the surface, and the water is utterly still, so still it mirrors the heavens perfectly. Every cloud, every ray of light, every bird soaring above is reflected without distortion. The moment a breeze stirs or a stone is thrown, the reflection shatters. The sky is still above, but the lake cannot show it clearly. So it is with the human soul. Heaven's abundance is constant, unshaken, overflowing. Yet when the waters of the mind are restless with fear, worry, and striving, the reflection is broken. Only when stillness is restored can the divine pattern of prosperity shine upon your life. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly." Faith, beloved, is peace in action. It is the calm assurance that all is well, that supply is certain, that the universe has already delivered what is yours. Worry is noise, peace is music. Worry says, "What if it doesn't come?" Peace declares, "It is already done." Consider the farmer. He plants his seeds and then rests. He does not rise every hour to dig them up and check if they are growing. He does not wring his hands and cry, "What if the rain does not fall? What if the sun does not shine?" He trusts the process. He allows the soil to do its work. His peace becomes the fertile ground where the harvest grows. So too must you release the grip of worry. So too must you learn to rest in the certainty of abundance. Many have tried to manifest wealth from a place of striving. They speak affirmations with tight jaws, they visualize with anxious hearts, they decree with desperation, and yet little shifts. Why? Because the energy of fear cannot birth abundance. You cannot plant seeds in frozen ground and expect a garden. Only when the soil softens does life emerge. Let me share with you a simple story. A woman once longed for prosperity. She prayed daily, yet her prayers were filled with fear. "Please, God," she whispered, "please don't let me fail. Please don't let the money run out." And each day she felt more strain, more burden, more lack. One evening, exhausted, she stopped. She breathed deeply. She released the desperate pleas and simply said, "Thank you. I trust you. I know I am safe." Peace flowed into her like a river. For the first time in years, she slept soundly. Within weeks, doors opened, new opportunities, unexpected gifts, steady provision. It was not her frantic effort that unlocked prosperity, it was her surrender. It was her peace. Beloved, stress is a thief. Worry is a blockade. Fear is a fog that blinds you to the blessings already waiting. But peace is the open window. Peace is the still water. Peace is the fertile soil where prosperity takes root. Let us practice together. Sit comfortably. Place your hands gently in your lap. Breathe deeply in through the nose, out through the mouth. With every inhale, receive peace. With every exhale, release tension. Whisper softly, "I am safe. I am held. I am provided for. All is well." Feel the waters of your soul settling, becoming still, becoming clear. See the lake within you reflecting the heavens perfectly. See abundance shining down upon you, mirrored without distortion. Peace is not passive, it is powerful. It is not weakness, it is strength. It is the very atmosphere in which miracles grow. Do not fear rest, For rest is not stagnation. Rest is preparation. Just as the earth must lie fallow before a greater harvest, so too must your soul rest before prosperity flourishes. You are not required to strive endlessly. You are not required to chase blessings as though they are running from you. Abundance is not fleeing. It is waiting, patient, steady, eternal. Your task is to align, to quiet, to receive. Remember this: the ocean is not anxious, and yet it carries ships. The stars are not restless, and yet they guide travelers. The earth is not hurried, and yet it brings forth harvest in season. You too may live in such peace, unshaken, trusting fertile ground for divine supply. Breathe once more, beloved. Let your shoulders fall. Let your chest soften. Let your heart quiet. Whisper, peace flows through me. Prosperity grows in me. I rest in divine supply. Remain here a moment. Let the silence embrace you. Let peace sink deep into your spirit. For this stillness is not emptiness, it is fullness. It is the very womb of abundance, the sacred soil where wealth is born. And when you rise from this stillness, know this: the peace you carry within you is the foundation upon which prosperity is built. Guard it, cherish it, return to it often. For as long as your inner lake is still, heaven's abundance will reflect upon it clearly, perfectly, endlessly. Beloved, the garden gates are open, the river of gratitude flows, the lake of peace reflects heaven's abundance. Now it is time to invite the first sign, the gentle whisper from the universe that says, yes, you are aligned. Yes, you are ready. Yes, abundance is already yours. For manifestation is not always sudden and complete. Often it begins with a token, a symbol, a small yet unmistakable sign. Just as the first bud announces the coming of spring, so too does the first sign announce that prosperity is unfolding in your life. Florence Scovel Shinn often taught her students to expect definite leads, definite proofs, definite demonstrations of truth. She knew that the infinite delights in showing you evidence that your word has been heard. These signs are not coincidences. They are confirmations. They are the universe leaning close and whispering, beloved, you are on the right path. What might your sign look like? For some, it may be a feather white and delicate, drifting into your path at just the right moment. For another, a coin gleaming on the sidewalk, carrying the silent message, wealth finds its way to you. For yet another, a phone call or message from someone you had not expected, offering kindness, opportunity, or connection. The form does not matter. It is the recognition that counts. When the sign appears, your heart will know, this is for me. This is my yes. Let us enter this moment together. Breathe deeply and whisper, Infinite Spirit, I am ready. Show me the sign today. Let it be clear. Let it be undeniable. Let it remind me that abundance is already flowing to me. Now, release the request. Do not clutch at it with worry. Do not search the streets in desperation. Instead, walk in peace. Trust as the farmer trusts the rain. Expect as the child expects the dawn. Know that the sign is already on its way, even now preparing to cross your path. Once a man struggling with doubt prayed this very prayer. He asked for a token, a sign that abundance was real and near. The next morning, as he walked to work, he found a crisp bill lying at his feet, unsoiled as though placed there for him. He picked it up, astonished, and in that moment, his faith ignited. It was not the amount that mattered. It was the message: you are seen, you are supplied. More is coming. Another woman asked for her sign in a moment of quiet surrender. Hours later, as she cleaned her kitchen, she turned on the radio. The very first words sung were, "You are blessed, you are rich, you are whole." She laughed aloud, tears streaming, for she knew it was the voice of Spirit answering her. Beloved, the infinite is creative, playful, intimate. The sign may come in ways you least expect, through a stranger's smile, a song on the wind, a number that repeats until it catches your eye. Trust that when it comes, your soul will recognize it instantly. But why ask for a sign? Because signs anchor faith. They transform the unseen into the seen, the intangible into the tangible. They train your heart to expect, to watch, to celebrate even the smallest evidence of divine supply. And as you celebrate, the law of increase multiplies. Gratitude for the little becomes magnet for the great. Let us practice together a decree of expectation. Speak it aloud with power. I now invite the first sign of my abundance. Today, the universe confirms my prosperity. I walk in expectation, and I rejoice in the proof of divine supply. Pause. Feel the authority in your voice. Sense the energy shifting as the soil of creation receives this seed. Your decree has been heard. Your sign is already set in motion. When it arrives, do not dismiss it as small or chance. Treasure it, honor it, write it down as testimony. For in that acknowledgement, you water the seed, and it grows into a harvest of ever greater blessings. Remember, the sign is not the destination, it is the beginning. Just as the first bird singing at dawn does not end the night, but announces the rising sun, so too does your first sign announce the wealth that is breaking upon your horizon. Do not cling to the sign itself. Let it lift your faith, then carry you forward into greater manifestations. You are not begging. You are not bargaining. You are simply aligning with divine law, saying, "Show me, remind me, confirm me." And the universe, ever generous, ever willing, answers gladly. Now I leave you with this sacred invitation. When your sign appears, return here and write it. Share your testimony, for your faith will ignite the faith of others. Your story will be their spark, your sign, their encouragement, your yes, their yes. Beloved, the dawn has broken. The gates have opened, the river flows, the lake reflects, and the sign is on its way. Walk today in radiant expectation, for abundance has already begun. Imagine for a moment that you're standing on a wide open field, the earth rich beneath your feet, the horizon stretching out into infinite possibility. In your hand, you carry rolled up blueprints, sketches of a home not yet built. An architect designed those lines, every room, every doorway, every arch carefully placed with precision. Now the builder arrives. The builder does not argue, does not question, does not reason. The builder simply follows the plan. If the architect drew windows too small, the house will be dim. If the architect forgot a door, the rooms will be closed off. If the architect dreamed boldly and drew tall, expansive ceilings and bright open halls, then the builder will bring forth exactly that. This is the way of the mind. The conscious mind is the architect. The subconscious is the builder. The subconscious does not critique, does not ask, "Are you sure?" It accepts faithfully whatever blueprint is given. And so your world, your wealth, your relationships, your prosperity is nothing more than the house you are already living inside, built brick by the plans you have handed over to your inner builder. Pause here and feel the weight of this truth. If you are not pleased with your current house, it is not because the builder is flawed. The builder was obedient. The issue lies only in the design. And the magnificent news is this: you can redraw the blueprint at any time. I recall a woman who came to me once, weary with life. She said, "Everything I touch falls apart. I cannot seem to get ahead. Even when money comes, it slips through my fingers." Her words carried the resonance of an old, tattered plan, one she had handed over to her builder long ago. You see, her father had always spoken of money as trouble. Her mother sighed every time a bill arrived. Without knowing, she had drafted those sighs and sorrows into her own design. Her subconscious, ever faithful, had built her a life of lack. But the moment she understood this law, her power shifted. She began to redraw her plans. She spoke to herself daily. "Everything I touch prospers. Money comes in expected and unexpected ways. I live in abundance." At first, it felt strange, like sketching wide windows, where once there had been only cracks. But the subconscious builder with patience began to obey. New work appeared. Unexpected checks arrived. Even the small things shifted: discounts, gifts, moments of generosity that seemed almost miraculous. Her house became brighter because she dared to change the blueprint. So I ask you, what designs are you handing over each day? Do you unconsciously tell your builder, "I never have enough"? Do you sigh, "Things never work out for me"? Do you sketch broken doors and crumbling walls? Then blame the builder for following your command. Remember, the subconscious cannot resist. It has no power to say, "But you deserve better." It simply builds. This is why the conscious mind must be disciplined like the head architect, who checks every line before passing it on. When you say, "I am prosperous," you are etching prosperity into the plan. When you say, "I am loved, I am guided, I am secure," you are drawing sturdy walls, radiant windows, doors that open easily onto gardens of plenty. Let us linger on this metaphor, for it is no small thing. Imagine waking tomorrow morning, blueprint in hand, and asking yourself, "What kind of house shall I build today? Will it be a house of scarcity or of sufficiency? Of worry or of wonder? Of lack or of limitless abundance?" Every thought is a line on that page. Every word is an architectural choice. And the builder, the faithful, tireless subconscious, waits only for your command. I tell you this: do not underestimate your inner draftsman. It has been working since your earliest days, taking every word spoken around you, every belief you absorbed, and quietly building. But today, right now, you may choose differently. You may pick up the pencil and begin anew. Think of a great cathedral. Think of the soaring arches, the stained glass windows, the light streaming in. No builder stumbled into such majesty by accident. It was first conceived in the imagination of an architect who dared to see beyond the ordinary. And so it is with you. Conceive boldly, design gloriously, for your inner builder is ready to construct whatever plan you place before it. And if you should falter, if you find yourself sketching old doubts, remember this: you are the master architect. You may erase, revise, begin again. The builder will never complain. It will simply get to work on the new design. Let us speak now an affirmation together. I am the architect of my life. My conscious mind draws the plans, and my subconscious builds faithfully. I choose only thoughts of abundance, only words of prosperity. My blueprint is rich with light love and limitless supply. I live in a house of wealth built by the master builder within me. Take a breath. Feel the walls of that house rising strong around you, the windows open to the sun, the doors wide to opportunity. This is no fantasy. This is spiritual law. What you draw, you shall dwell in. So I leave you with this question one to write upon your heart. And if you feel called to answer here and now, what's one blueprint you're ready to redraw? Write it below. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this: a young musician sitting alone in a quiet room, guitar resting gently on their lap. There is no audience yet, no spotlight, no roaring applause, and yet every time their fingers brush the strings, they play as though the grandest stage on earth were beneath their feet. They practice bowing at the end of the song, thanking an invisible crowd, hearing in their heart the echo of a standing ovation that has not yet come. Weeks pass, months pass. Still, the young musician plays as if the concert has already been booked. They invest themselves fully into this dream, not as a distant hope, but as a living present. And then one day, the phone rings. An opportunity arrives, an audition, a performance, a door swinging open. The stage that seemed so far away materializes. The audience comes. The spotlight shines. And when it does, the musician is not trembling, not uncertain, not unprepared. They have already lived this moment 1,000 times in the secret theater of the imagination. This is the power of acting as if. To act as if is to align thought, feeling, and action with the reality you desire, not with the one you fear. It is not about pretending or play acting in the sense of falsehood. It is about embodying the vibration of your answered prayer so completely that the universe itself cannot help but catch the signal. It is spiritual law that what we internalize with conviction must externalize in form. Think of a seed planted in soil. The seed does not wait for the tree to appear before it stretches its roots. It lives already, as if the tree is inevitable, as if the branches are already rising, the fruit already ripening. In the same way, when you act as if your prosperity is already here, your actions water the seed of your desire, hastening its growth, pulling into form that which already exists in spirit. Many people make the mistake of waiting. When I have more money, then I will feel abundant. When I am successful, then I will carry myself with confidence. When love arrives, then I will open my heart. But this is like a farmer standing in an empty field saying, "When I see the harvest, then I will plant my seeds." The law does not work that way. You must live in the vibration first. You must walk through life as though the promise were already fulfilled. I once knew a man who dreamed of being a writer, yet he never wrote. He said, "I will begin once I have a publisher. I will write when someone guarantees my success." Years passed. The book remained unwritten. But then, after encountering the principle of acting as if he made a radical choice, he rose early each morning, sat at his desk, and wrote for hours, as though a deadline were looming, as though a contract were already signed. He told his friends, "I am working on my book." He carried himself as though the world were already waiting for his words. Within a year, the manuscript was complete. And within another, the very publisher he once longed for appeared. His action preceded the evidence. His embodiment of the role of a writer drew forth the opportunity to become one. Now let us bring this teaching closer to prosperity itself. Suppose you desire wealth. To act as if is not to spend recklessly or to put yourself into debt in the name of appearances. No, it is far more profound. Acting as if wealth is yours means you walk with the dignity of one who is cared for by the universe. You release the vibration of desperation. You hold your head high at the grocery store, not scanning for lack, but choosing with calm assurance. Perhaps you invest in one beautiful object, a pen, a journal, a single flower in a vase, and you treat it as though it were the crown jewels, reminding your subconscious that you are worthy of beauty, worthy of quality, worthy of more. When you carry yourself in this way, the world takes notice. Doors open that once seemed locked. People respond to the quiet confidence in your voice. Even opportunities that were always present yet invisible to your old self begin to shimmer into view. Acting as if is not only about the outer actions, it is about the inner posture. If you seek love, how do you hold yourself now? Do you walk through the day with shoulders slumped, whispering to yourself, "I am alone"? Or do you lift your heart and say, "I am loved, I am cherished, I am already accompanied by the presence of divine affection"? The one who acts as if love is already here, smiles at strangers, greets the day with warmth, sets a place at the table as though for a beloved guest. And lo, the beloved comes. This law is beautifully expressed in Scripture. When ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Notice it does not say, when ye pray, believe you might receive them someday. It says, believe now, receive now. Act now, as though the prayer is already answered. This is the golden key to demonstration. Perhaps you have heard the phrase, fake it until you make it. But let me tell you, spiritual law is not about fakery. It is about faith. Acting as if is not faking. It is choosing to live in faith that the unseen is as real as the seen. It is aligning your thoughts and emotions so perfectly with your vision that it becomes the only reality you acknowledge. Try this now. Imagine yourself already in possession of the thing you desire most. Feel it in your hands. See it in your mind's eye. Hear the sounds that would accompany it, the laughter of abundance, the sigh of relief, the music of joy. Breathe as though it were here. Smile as though it were already yours. Notice how your body responds. Your shoulders ease. Your chest expands. Your energy rises. This is the vibration of as if. Do not underestimate its power. For the subconscious builder we spoke of earlier does not distinguish between imagination and reality. Whatever you embody, it builds. Whatever you live, even in thought, becomes the blueprint it obeys. So tomorrow morning, rise as if the door has already opened. Dress as if the meeting is already scheduled. Walk as if the opportunity is already yours. Give thanks as if the blessing has already arrived. In doing so, you place yourself in harmony with the law of abundance, and the universe rushes to fill the space you have created. Let us seal this teaching with an affirmation. I act as if my dreams are already fulfilled. I walk with the confidence of answered prayer. I live in the vibration of abundance, joy, and love. All that I desire is already mine, and I embody it now. Say it once more with the conviction of someone who knows. I act as if my dreams are already fulfilled. I walk with the confidence of answered prayer. I live in the vibration of abundance, joy, and love. All that I desire is already mine, and I embody it now. Now, beloved listener, I ask you, share one way you'll act as if today, speak it into being. Picture a room with tall, sunlit windows. Outside, the morning is golden. The light is streaming, endless, abundant. Yet imagine that someone inside has drawn the curtains tight, locked the shutters, and bolted them shut. The sunlight remains outside, knocking gently, waiting to pour in. But the room stays dim, not because the sun has failed to shine, but because the window has refused to open. So it is with many hearts. The blessings of life are abundant, endless, ever-flowing like the morning sun. But guilt, fear, and feelings of unworthiness shut the shutters. We whisper, "I don't deserve this," and the light cannot enter. We murmur, "What if it doesn't last?" and we slam the window again. We say others need it more than I do, and we sit in the dark while the blessings wait patiently outside. Receiving without resistance is one of the great secrets of prosperity. For just as surely as you must give, you must also allow yourself to receive. A closed fist cannot catch the rain. A closed heart cannot hold abundance. I once knew a woman who prayed fervently for financial relief. And one day, a friend offered her help, a generous gift freely given. But she refused, saying, "Oh, I couldn't possibly accept." Her pride, mixed with guilt, closed the window. Later, she confessed, "I kept praying for help, but I realized now I was slamming the very door God was sending it through." On the other hand, I met a man who had learned to say one simple word, "Yes." When blessings came, be it a compliment, a gift, an opportunity, he received them with gratitude, not hesitation. He understood that in saying yes, he honored the giver and he honored the source that had sent the gift through human hands. His life became a cascade of opportunities, one leading to another, as though heaven itself delighted in his openness. Receiving without resistance requires the dissolving of three great blockages: guilt, fear, and unworthiness. Let us look at guilt first. How often do we say, "I cannot accept this because I have not earned it"? But tell me, is the flower guilty when the rain falls upon it unbidden? Is the child guilty when a parent feeds it without demanding repayment? No life itself is a gift. To receive it with guilt is to insult the giver. You are not meant to grovel for every blessing. You are meant to receive with gratitude, and in receiving, to allow the law of circulation to flow more freely. Now fear. Fear whispers, "If I receive too much, it might be taken away." Fear says, "If I open my heart, I may be hurt. If I open my hands, I may lose." But fear is only a shadow, and shadows vanish in the presence of light. The truth is that what comes by divine law comes with divine security. The blessings of spirit are not fragile. They do not wither because you say yes. They expand. And then there is unworthiness. This is perhaps the most common shutter upon the window. We say, "Who am I to receive abundance? Who am I to be chosen? Who am I to prosper when so many suffer?" But this is false humility. The truth is, you are a child of the infinite, and abundance is your birthright. To deny it is to deny your very source. Imagine telling the ocean, "I am unworthy of your waves." The ocean would laugh and say, "My waves are not about your worth. They are about my nature. I cannot help but pour forth." So it is with the abundance of the universe. Here is a practice I invite you into. Place your hand over your heart. Take a slow, steady breath and whisper, I am worthy to receive. Say it again, a little louder, I am worthy to receive. Feel how the words move within you, loosening the old shutters, unbolting the locks. Now imagine your window opening, the sunlight rushing in, flooding the room with warmth. This is not fantasy. This is truth. The moment you say yes, life flows in. Receiving without resistance does not mean greed. It does not mean taking from others. It means allowing the natural order of giving and receiving to circulate freely through you. Think of yourself as a cup beneath a flowing fountain. If the cup says no, I must stay empty, the water spills wasted on the ground. But if the cup allows itself to be filled, it can then pour into others. Your receiving allows your giving. When you let blessings flow into your life, you are empowered to bless others even more richly. Do you see now why resistance blocks not only your own joy, but also the joy of those who would be blessed through you? The universe longs to fill you so that you may overflow. To resist is to halt the circulation of prosperity itself. Let us make this personal. Imagine someone gives you a compliment. Do you shrink and say, "Oh, it's nothing"? Or do you smile and say, "Thank you, I receive that"? That small shift is powerful. Every thank you is an open window. Every yes is a door swinging wide. Receiving is a spiritual practice. It is an affirmation that says, I am open, I am ready, I am willing. I say yes to life. So let us practice together now. Breathe deeply, and after me speak these words. I dissolve all guilt, all fear, all feelings of unworthiness. I open the window of my heart wide. I say yes to the sunlight. I say yes to love. I say yes to prosperity. I say yes to every blessing God sends. I am a grateful receiver, and by receiving, I am empowered to give. Feel that truth in your body. Imagine blessings knocking at your door, opportunities, friendships, wealth, health, joy, and you opening wide to say, "Come in. You are welcome here." This is the posture of a prosperous soul. And so I invite you now in this very moment to declare it openly. Type, "I say yes," if you're ready to receive without fear. There are moments in life when the ordinary air seems to shimmer, when the next step glows brighter than the ground behind you. These are the golden opportunities, divinely timed doors that appear sometimes quietly, sometimes with grandeur, yet always carrying the promise of transformation. Picture yourself walking down a long corridor. Many doors line the hall. Some are locked, some lead to empty rooms, and some seem too small for you to fit through. But every so often, one door gleams like it has been touched by sunlight. Its handle shines, its frame glows, and something in your spirit whispers, "This one is meant for you." That is a golden door. Now, here is the truth: opportunities come to all of us. Yet not everyone enters when the golden door appears. Some hesitate, some turn away, some walk past because fear or doubt blinds them. The door was there, but they did not step through. I remember a man I once knew gifted with remarkable talent in painting. One day, a gallery owner stumbled upon his work and offered to display his pieces, but the man hesitated. He said, "I am not ready. What if people do not like it? What if I fail?" The door was golden, but he turned away. Years later, he admitted with tears in his eyes that opportunity never came again in the same way. His art remained hidden, and the gallery went on to discover others who said yes. Contrast this with another story. A woman dreamed of starting her own bakery. She baked every day, gifting breads and pastries to neighbors. One morning, a cafe owner tasted her muffins and said, "Would you supply for my store?" She felt unprepared. Her kitchen was small, her finances limited, but she said yes. She stepped through the door, trembling yet trusting. Within a year, her baked goods were the talk of the town. Within 5, she owned her own shop. Today, her bakery is thriving, and she often tells her customers, "The golden door open, and I walk through." Do you see? It is not always about being perfectly ready. It is about recognizing the shimmer when it appears and daring to say yes. Golden opportunities are not always wrapped in grand packaging. Sometimes they arrive disguised as simple nudges, quiet invitations, small encounters. A phone call, a meeting, a chance remark. Spirit often speaks in whispers before it speaks in trumpets. If you train your eyes to notice, you will see that life is constantly offering you open doors. But to recognize them, you must live in awareness. If you walk through life with your gaze fixed only on the ground, lamenting the past, you will miss the glow. But if you lift your eyes, if you listen with your heart, you will sense the divine timing. Let me share with you the story of a young teacher. She felt restless in her job, yearning for something more, but had no idea what form it might take. One day, she overheard a conversation in a cafe about an opening at a community center. "They're looking for someone who loves to work with children," someone said. In that moment, her heart leapt. She could have ignored it, told herself it was none of her business. But instead, she leaned in, asked a question, followed up. That very conversation led her into her dream career. Had she not recognized the shimmer of that golden door, she would have walked right past it. Golden doors are not forced open, they are chosen. Free will is always honored. Spirit may place before you the perfect opportunity, but it will never drag you through. It is your yes that activates the blessing. Perhaps you fear missing your chance forever. Let me assure you, the universe is abundant. If one door is passed, another shall appear. Spirit is patient and generous. Yet it is also true that some doors open only in certain seasons. A flower blooms in spring, not in winter. If you miss the blossom, you may wait another cycle. This is why discernment and courage matter so greatly. So how do you prepare yourself to recognize and seize these golden opportunities? First, by living in expectancy. If you wake each morning saying, "Nothing good ever happens to me," you train your mind to miss the shimmer. But if you rise saying, "I expect divine opportunities today," "I am ready for golden doors," then your spirit is alert, watchful, open. Second, by dissolving doubt. When the door appears, it will rarely come with guarantees. You may feel unprepared. You may feel unworthy. Yet the fact that the door appeared to you is the guarantee. Spirit never presents what you are not already equipped in some measure to step into. Third, by acting quickly. Golden doors do not remain open forever. There is a sacred timing to them. Hesitation can cause them to fade. Faith is not only belief, it is movement. When the shimmer appears, walk through before fear convinces you otherwise. Let us pause here, beloved listener, and speak an affirmation together. I am awake and aware. I recognize golden opportunities when they appear. I trust divine timing. I walk through the doors, spirit opens for me with courage and joy. Every step I take leads me closer to my highest good. Feel the power of those words. Imagine yourself standing before a radiant door right now. The handle gleams, waiting for your hand. Place your hand upon it in your imagination. Hear the soft click as it opens. Step through. See on the other side a room filled with possibilities brighter and larger than you ever imagined. That is the reality awaiting you when you say yes. I ask you now as a sacred declaration of readiness. Write, I walk through golden doors to claim your readiness. Imagine, if you will, a well deep in the earth. The water within it is cool, clear, life-giving. When the villagers draw from it, filling their pitchers, the well never complains. It releases gladly, and in the releasing fresh streams beneath the surface flow in to replenish it. The water stays fresh because it is in motion. But imagine if no one drew from it, if no water ever left its depths. The liquid would stagnate, grow stale, lose its sweetness. This is the law of circulation. This is the truth of giving. When you give, you keep the waters of prosperity flowing not only for others, but for yourself. To give is to align with the rhythm of life itself. For nothing in creation hoards. The trees give oxygen. The rivers give their flow. The sun gives its light. The earth gives its fruit. And so when we give, we mirror the pattern of abundance woven into the universe. Some resist this truth. They say, if I give, I will have less. But think again of the well. Does it have less because it pours forth? No, it has more, for its water remains fresh. To clutch tightly is to block the flow. To release is to invite replenishment. I once knew a man who had very little. He lived humbly, working long hours, his income barely enough. Yet he made it his practice to give, even if only a small coin, to someone in need or to share food with a neighbor. He did this not from obligation, but from joy. He often said, I cannot afford not to give, for giving keeps me alive. Over time, doors opened for him. Work came more steadily. His needs were met in surprising ways. When asked how he explained his good fortune, he would smile and reply, the more I pour out, the more pours in. On the other hand, I met a woman who clutched every penny, fearing that if she gave, she would be left empty. She hoarded not only money, but also affection, time, and kindness. Her fear of loss became her prison. Though she had more than enough stored away, she felt perpetually poor. Her well grew stagnant, for she refused to let the water flow. Beloved listener, hear me. Giving is not measured by the size of the gift, but by the spirit in which it is offered. A coin given with joy opens greater channels than a fortune given with resentment. A smile, a kind word, a moment of service, all are gifts, and all activate the law of circulation. Even Scripture reminds us, give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down and shaken together and running over. Notice the promise. The return is not meager, but overflowing. The universe is generous to those who align with its rhythm, but here is the secret: giving must be free. If you give with the thought, now I must get something in return, you close the channel. True giving is like breathing out. You do not exhale with fear, thinking, will I inhale again? You trust the next breath will come. In the same way, when you release your gift, be it money, time, or kindness, you trust that life will return, it multiplied. Think of generosity as planting seeds. The farmer does not begrudge the grain he casts upon the earth. He knows the harvest will be greater than the handful he sowed. But if he kept the seed locked away, it would never multiply. So too with your giving. What you release in faith multiplies. What you clutch in fear withers. Let us take this teaching deeper. Giving is not only material, it is spiritual. You give encouragement to the weary. You give forgiveness to the one who wounded you. You give patience to the struggling child. And in every act of giving, you are enriched. Your soul expands. Your heart grows lighter. The channels of your prosperity widen. I recall a story of a small village struck by hardship. The harvest had been thin, and everyone feared lack. Yet one family, instead of hoarding baked bread from their little flour and shared it with neighbors, soon after another family, touched by their generosity, shared fruit from their trees. Another brought firewood. What began as a single loaf of bread turned into a circulation of blessings that carried the whole village through the winter. This is the multiplying power of giving. So I ask you, what are you holding tightly today? What gift, no matter how small, could you release with joy? A coin, a compliment, a moment of listening, a prayer for someone else. Remember, no act of giving is too small to awaken the law of circulation. Let us speak together an affirmation. I give freely, joyfully, abundantly. My giving opens the channels of my receiving. I release with trust, and I am replenished with grace. I am a flowing well of prosperity, never stagnant, always renewed. Feel those words resonate. Imagine yourself as that well, water sparkling, rushing in, rushing out, never depleted, always refreshed. That is who you truly are when you align with divine law. So today, beloved, do not ask, what can I keep? Ask instead, what can I give? And as surely as the sun rises, you will see the truth giving is the golden key that unlocks the door to your own abundance. I leave you now with this invitation. Who will you bless this week? Speak it here. There is a quiet magic in the unfolding of each day, yet so often we walk past it with hurried steps, blind to the wonders brushing against us. We think miracles must be thunderous, heavenly trumpets, blinding light seas, parting before our eyes. But miracles rarely arrive draped in spectacle. More often, they appear in whispers, in the subtle and the simple waiting, only for us to notice. Consider the breath you take right now. Invisible, effortless, sustaining your life without demand. Do you call it ordinary, or do you see that it is miracle itself? The breath enters, nourishes every cell, and leaves only to return again, unceasing, faithful. A covenant of life. Think of the sunrise spilling gold upon the horizon. It happens every morning, yet how easily it is dismissed, just another day. And yet what is it but a miracle? A perfect orchestration of planets and light declaring life begins again. Miracles are not rare, they are constant. But perception is the key. One person sees coincidence, another sees grace. One shrugs, another bows in gratitude. The miracle is not in the event, it is in the seeing. I recall a woman who once told me, I never experience miracles. I asked her to describe her day. She said I woke to the sound of birds outside my window. My neighbor surprised me with a smile. I caught the bus just before it left. Later, a friend called out of the blue, exactly when I needed comfort. As she spoke, her eyes widened. She whispered, I suppose those were miracles. And so they were. But until she named them, they passed unnoticed, like unopened gifts left at her doorstep. To train the mind for prosperity, you must first train the eyes to see miracles in the everyday. For he who cannot see the small wonders will walk right past the great ones. Gratitude is the lens that sharpens our vision. The more we acknowledge the tiny miracles, the more we become attuned to the larger demonstrations that follow. Think of a gardener. She delights in the first sprout pushing through the soil. She celebrates the tender bud before the blossom before the fruit. Each stage is miracle, each stage worthy of thanks. And because her heart rejoices in the little, she is never anxious about the harvest. She knows it is already assured. So it must be with us. When you awaken, whisper miracle. When you taste your food, say miracle. When someone shows kindness, when the traffic clears, when a song plays just when you need it, say miracle. For in acknowledging, you invite more. What you celebrate multiplies. Here is a practice each evening. Write down 3 miracles from your day. They may be as simple as laughter shared or as grand as a new opportunity. The act of noticing rewires the mind. It prepares the subconscious to expect more wonders tomorrow. Soon, you will live in a cascade of small miracles that add up to a life of great prosperity. And remember, miracles are not only what you receive, they are also what you become. You may be the miracle in someone else's day. A kind word from your lips may be the sign they prayed for. Your generosity may be the answer to someone's secret petition. When you live aware, you realize that you are both receiver and vessel of miracles. Pause with me now. Place your hand upon your heart. Breathe slowly. Whisper these words. I am surrounded by miracles. I see them, I celebrate them, I expect them. Every moment of my life is touched by wonder. I am a miracle, and I bring miracles to others. Let the truth of that affirmation soak into you like sunlight through open windows. Feel the heaviness of ordinary life dissolve, and in its place, a sense of awe rise up. For nothing is truly ordinary. Every breath, every step, every encounter is charged with divine meaning. When you walk in this awareness, even challenges transform. What once seemed an obstacle becomes a hidden miracle, shaping you, guiding you, preparing you. Many who prosper abundantly can look back and say, that setback was a blessing. That delay was a miracle in disguise. To live prosperously is to trust that every event, seen and unseen, holds miracle within it. So let us end this section with a gentle invitation today. Open your eyes wide. Look at your hands, miracles. Look at the people around you, miracles. Look at the opportunities unfolding, miracles. Life is not stingy. Spirit is not withholding. The miraculous is woven into the fabric of your every hour. And I invite you now, beloved listener, to make this truth alive by sharing it. Share your miracle of today. Let's create a chain of wonder. Wealth is as natural as breathing. The tide does not strain to return to the shore. The wave does not negotiate with the sand. It simply arrives, retreats, and arrives again, endless, effortless, eternal. So too is wealth in your life. It is not a matter of striving, of forcing, of begging, or bargaining. It is a rhythm, a pulse, a breath. Take a moment now. Inhale deeply. Let your chest rise. Feel the gift of breath fill you. Exhale gently and notice how it flows out of you without resistance. This is the rhythm of wealth. Inhale, receive. Exhale, release. There is no shortage of breath, and there is no shortage of wealth. The infinite source is as generous with its gifts as the sky is generous with air. You are never outside of it. You are never cut off. You may only close your lungs, hold your breath, and resist, but the supply remains waiting for you to open. And so today, you open. You breathe in the truth. Wealth is my natural state. Abundance is the atmosphere I live in. Prosperity is the rhythm of my being. Imagine yourself standing by the ocean. The tide rolls toward you, silver, sparkling, endless. It touches your feet, greets you, blesses you, then returns to the sea. Another wave follows, and another, never ending, never exhausting itself. This is your wealth, always coming, always returning, always circulating. You do not demand the ocean to rise. You do not chase it as it retreats. You know it will come again. So it is with money, with opportunity, with blessing. You are the shore, steady, receptive, kissed again and again by waves of divine provision. And now, speak aloud. I am the shore of infinite supply. I receive wealth as naturally as the tide receives the sea. Pause and let it echo within. Feel the certainty of it. Remember the truth: when you hold your breath too long, you suffocate. When you cling to money too tightly, you choke the flow. But when you breathe with ease, when you allow circulation, you thrive. Say within, I release with ease. I receive with ease. I live in the eternal tide of wealth. Let us go deeper. Imagine now that you are breathing not only air, but golden light. With each inhale, a current of wealth flows into you, radiant, warm, soft. It enters your chest, travels through your veins, and fills your being. With each exhale, you release all struggle, all force, all belief that you must earn what is already yours. Breathe it in, breathe it out. This is the law of life. This is the circulation of God's wealth. And as you breathe, repeat after me. I flow with wealth. I flow with love. I flow with opportunities. I flow with freedom. Each affirmation is a tide, each word a wave. The ocean of supply cannot run dry. It is infinite mind, infinite spirit, infinite source. When the world says scarcity, you remember the tide. When your mind whispers lack, you remember the breath. And you return, always return to the rhythm of truth. Wealth flows naturally to you. You are not created to strive endlessly, to chase without rest, to clutch in fear. You were created to breathe in and out, to give and receive, to be the rhythm of prosperity itself. Now see yourself standing again at the shore. This time, the tide brings gifts, golden coins, pearls, treasures carried by the waves. They arrive at your feet with no effort of your own. You bend gently, gather them with joy, and no more are always on their way. Say it again one final time in this moment. I flow with wealth. Wealth flows with me. We are one rhythm, one ocean, one truth. Type I flow with wealth to seal this truth. There is a unique joy in manifestation. It is the delight of a child discovering a hidden gift, the sparkle in the eyes when a dream suddenly becomes flesh, the laughter that rises when life surprises us with good. Manifestation is not a distant miracle. It is a daily dance. The smallest signs, the simplest gifts, are proof that the universe is listening, that your words are seeds, and that your life is fertile ground. Think now of the last time something you desired appeared. Maybe it was as small as finding the exact parking spot you needed. Perhaps it was hearing from someone you had been thinking about. Or maybe it was something greater, an unexpected payment, a new opportunity, a door you had once thought closed swinging wide open. Did you notice how your spirit leapt? That spark, that joy, that moment of awe, that is the joy of manifestation. When we celebrate these moments, we magnify them. What we celebrate, we duplicate. What we honor, we invite again. So today, let us enter a montage of joy, seeing again and again the manifestations that have already blossomed in your life. Picture it. You once desired a new job. You spoke the word, you set the intention, and then suddenly the call came. We would love to hire you. Do you remember that rush of joy? That breathless disbelief that quickly settled into, of course this happened. Another time, you longed for money to cover an expense. It seemed impossible, yet out of nowhere it arrived. An old debt repaid, a refund, a gift, a sudden order from a client. You held it in your hand and smiled, knowing Spirit had orchestrated it perfectly. Perhaps you once wished for companionship, and then a friend appeared, or a kind stranger extended a hand, or even a beloved animal crossed your path. That joy, that warmth in your chest, that was manifestation. The truth is, you are manifesting constantly. Every answered prayer, every synchronicity, every sudden alignment is proof that you are co-creating with infinite intelligence. Now let us affirm it together. I celebrate every manifestation, big and small. The joy of manifestation is my daily song. I am a magnet for delightful surprises. What I celebrate, I multiply. Feel those words sink in. Smile as you say them. Joy is a magnet, and the universe adores a cheerful receiver. Let us make it playful. Imagine that today is a festival of manifestation. You walk through a street lined with banners, confetti, and golden light. Each booth along the way displays one of your manifestations, your victories, your blessings, your answered prayers. At one booth, you see a table stacked with checks, each representing unexpected income you have received. You laugh, realizing how often money has flowed to you just when you needed it. At another, you see photographs of joyful moments, celebrations, meals, embraces, successes. Each one is a manifestation of love and abundance. Further down, you see doors wide open, symbolizing opportunities that once seemed shut, but were opened by divine timing. Everywhere you turn, you are reminded, I live in a universe that delights in giving. Pause here. Place your hand on your heart and whisper, thank you, life, for every blessing. Thank you for every manifestation. Thank you for the joy that overflows. Yes, this joy multiplies. This joy creates more. For manifestation feeds on celebration. When you rejoice, you tell the universe, I noticed, I received, I am grateful. Send more, and more always comes. Let us speak it boldly. My manifestations multiply as I celebrate them. I rejoice in the dance of creation. I am surrounded by miracles daily. I delight in the constant surprises of life. Now imagine your future manifestations, the ones not yet seen. See them arriving as if they were already here. Feel the same joy you would feel if they appeared in this very moment. Laugh, smile, rejoice, for in the unseen they are already complete. This is the secret. When you feel the joy, now you accelerate their arrival. When you celebrate before you see, you collapse time. So we practice it together. Visualize your next desire manifesting right now. Picture it, feel it, smile as though it has already happened. Whisper thank you to the unseen as though you were holding it in your hands. That is the joy of manifestation. It is not waiting until it comes. It is celebrating before, during, and after. Every moment of your life is a manifestation. Every breath, every connection, every blessing. You are living proof of answered prayers. Say it one last time with me. I celebrate the joy of manifestation. Every day is a miracle. Every moment is a gift. What are you celebrating today? Share it. There is a sacred moment in every creation. It is the moment after the seed is planted, but before the sprout appears. It is the quiet space between intention and demonstration, between prayer and manifestation. In this space, the mind is tempted to doubt. Nothing is happening, it whispers. But in truth, everything is happening. Consider the farmer. He walks out into his field with a pouch of seeds. He presses them gently into the soil, covers them, and walks away. The very next morning, the field looks the same, bare, unchanged. Yet the farmer does not despair. He does not dig up the seeds demanding proof. He trusts. He knows that deep beneath the soil, a process is unfolding, roots stretching life, awakening, a miracle taking form. You are that farmer. Your word is the seed. Your faith is the soil. Your trust is the sunshine. Though you cannot see it yet, your harvest is already growing. Say with me now, I trust the unseen. My good is already in motion. Let these words sink into you. Feel the truth of them. Every great manifestation is born in the unseen. The tree does not appear without the hidden work of the root. The house does not stand without the invisible foundation. The song does not soar without the silence that shaped it. So too with your desires. The unseen is not absence, it is presence in its earliest form. The unseen is the womb of creation. Let us pause and breathe here. Place your hand over your heart and imagine a seed of light planted within you. This seed is your desire, your intention, your prayer. You cannot yet see its fruit, but you feel its warmth, its quiet power, its steady pulse. With every breath, it grows stronger, stretching deeper, anchoring itself in the soil of spirit. Whisper to it, I trust you. I know you are growing. I know you are already mine. Yes, this is the power of trust. To live as though it is already done even before the evidence arrives. Think back to times when you had to trust. Perhaps there was a moment when all seemed silent, when no progress was visible. Yet later, the answer appeared suddenly, beautifully, perfectly. Do you remember the relief, the laughter that bubbled when you realized Spirit had been working behind the curtain the entire time? That same process is happening now. You may not see it. You may not hear it. But the roots are growing. The foundation is being laid. The unseen is alive with your good. Let us affirm together, I trust before I see. The unseen is alive with miracles for me. I walk in faith, knowing my harvest is sure. Every seed I plant grows in divine timing. Feel the calm rise within you. Feel the quiet assurance. This is not forced hope. This is certainty the kind of certainty the farmer has when he walks away from the soil. Imagine now your field, rows upon rows of seeds you have planted your prayers, your affirmations, your intentions. At first glance, the field looks still, but close your eyes and sense what is happening beneath. A symphony of growth roots weaving stems, rising buds, preparing to break the surface. Soon the green shoots will appear, then the blossoms, then the full harvest. Say it again deeply with your whole being, I trust. I trust the unseen. My harvest is sure. You need not worry about the how. You need not worry about the when. The soil knows how to grow the seed. Spirit knows how to grow your good. Your task is simple: plant with faith, water with gratitude, shine with trust. And when doubt tries to rise, when impatience knocks at your door, return to the seed. Return to the field. Remember, life is always working even when it looks still. Yes, beloved, your unseen harvest is already underway. Let us close this block with one last affirmation repeated with power. I trust. I trust. I trust. Write I trust if you're holding faith for your harvest. There is a crown upon your head. You may not always see it, but it is there. It was placed upon you the moment you were born, not by man, not by circumstance, but by divine decree. This crown is your worth. It cannot be removed. It cannot be tarnished. It cannot be lost. Yet the world often tries to convince you otherwise. Scarcity whispers, you are not enough. Comparison hisses, others deserve more than you. Fear mutters, if you were truly valuable, you would have more by now. But these are shadows, illusions, lies. They have no power except the power you grant them. The truth is eternal. You are priceless. You are worthy of every good thing, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. You are the beloved of the infinite. Say this with me now: I am priceless. My worth is unshakable. Feel it settle deep in your spirit. Imagine yourself in a great hall, mirrors lining the walls. You walk forward and see yourself reflected again and again, but each reflection shows you not as you see yourself in the ordinary day, but as spirit sees you, radiant, crowned, glowing with light, a sovereign of abundance. As you stand in this hall of mirrors, scarcity thoughts attempt to enter. They whisper, you are not enough. But the reflection speaks louder. You are everything. They whisper, you do not deserve wealth. But the reflection responds, I am wealth itself. They whisper, others are more worthy. But the reflection beams, there is no comparison. I am unique, divine, irreplaceable. Yes, this is the truth. Your worth is not measured in dollars or possessions, in titles or applause. It is measured in eternity, and eternity has already declared you priceless. Say again, I am priceless. I am irreplaceable. I am worthy of infinite abundance. Think of the crown upon your head. It cannot be taken no matter what. You could lose money, jobs, opportunities, relationships, but never your crown, never your worth. And because your worth remains unshaken, wealth and opportunities must always return to you. For when you stand in your worth, the universe mirrors it back. The law is simple. What you believe about yourself, life reflects. So declare it boldly. I know my value, and the world reflects it. I am rich in worth, and therefore rich in life. No thought of scarcity can touch me, for I am crowned in infinite value. Pause here. Place your hand on your heart. Feel the pulse within you steady and strong. That is proof of your worth. You did not earn your heartbeat. You did not strive for it. It was given freely because life deemed you worthy of living. If you are worthy of breath, you are worthy of wealth. If you are worthy of life, you are worthy of abundance. Beloved, let no voice of lack deceive you. Stand tall, adjust your invisible crown. Walk through this world with the assurance that you are priceless. When opportunities arise, you do not shrink. When wealth approaches, you do not push it away. For you know I am worthy to receive. When challenges come, you are not shaken. When delays occur, you are not diminished. For you know my worth does not waver. My crown does not fall. Say it again with full conviction. I am priceless. I am worthy. I am unshakable. Now, imagine stepping out of the hall of mirrors and into the world. But everywhere you go, you still see the glow of your crown reflected in shop windows, in the eyes of strangers, in the rhythm of your steps. The world now knows what you know you are worthy. And with this knowing, abundance flows easily, naturally, joyfully. For the one who knows their worth is a magnet to prosperity. So let us seal it. I am priceless. My self-worth is eternal. My abundance is inevitable. Declare I am priceless. Imagine a still pond at dawn. The water is smooth as glass, reflecting the soft sky above. You pick up a small pebble and gently toss it in. The water receives it with ease and then ripples. Circles expand outward larger and larger, touching the farthest edges of the pond. This is how your abundance works. Every blessing you receive creates ripples. Every breakthrough, every manifestation, every overflow does not stop with you. It expands into the lives of others, touching shores you may never see. You are not a solitary receiver of wealth. You are a channel, a vessel, a river that flows into other rivers. Say this with me now. My abundance uplifts the world. My prosperity creates ripples of blessing. Yes, it is so. Think of a time you received more than enough. Perhaps an unexpected sum of money, an opportunity, or a gift. Did you notice how quickly that blessing flowed into others? You treated a friend to dinner. You gave generously without hesitation. You created, shared, built, offered. And in turn, those you touched began to ripple blessings forward too. This is the law of circulation. Nothing is stagnant. Every gift multiplies. Let us tell a story. A woman receives an unexpected bonus at work. At first, she thinks only of her own needs. But then, guided by spirit, she uses part of it to help her younger brother pay for his studies. The brother graduates, becomes a doctor, and saves countless lives. The ripple continues because her abundance touched him. His abundance touched the world. Or a man struggling with debt speaks words of affirmation, shifts his belief, and suddenly his business flourishes. With his overflow, he employs others, supports their families, and donates to causes that uplift entire communities. His abundance was not just his, it became a tide of transformation. So too with you. Every dollar, every blessing, every manifestation in your life carries within it the power of the ripple. You may not always see where it lands, but trust it travels far beyond you. Say it boldly. My abundance blesses generations. My overflow uplifts all who cross my path. I am a living ripple of prosperity. Pause here and breathe this in. See yourself as the pebble dropping into the pond. Watch the golden ripples expanding outward. First to your family, then to your friends, then to your community, then to strangers you will never meet. Your abundance travels beyond time, beyond space, into the lives of future generations. Yes, beloved, your wealth is not selfish. It is service. It is contribution. It is love in motion. Think now of those who came before you. Someone in your lineage, whether you knew them or not, chose abundance, chose generosity, chose to plant seeds that now you enjoy. You are the ripple of their decision, and you too are planting seeds for those who come after. Say it with gratitude. I am part of an eternal ripple. I receive with joy, and I give with joy. There is no such thing as isolated prosperity. There is only shared abundance. Your smile, your generosity, your success, all of it flows outward. And as it flows outward, it always returns multiplied. For the ripple that travels outward always circles back. The pond gives and receives in harmony. So too do you. This is why you need never fear giving. You need never fear blessing others. What you send out is what you summon back. What you release is what you invite multiplied. So let us affirm together with full certainty, the more I prosper, the more others prosper. The more I give, the more I receive. I am the center of a ripple of blessings that never ends. Feel the expansion in your chest. Feel the joy of knowing that your abundance is meaningful, powerful, eternal. Now picture your ripple moving forward through time. Years from now, a child you have never met benefits from a scholarship funded by the prosperity you created. A community thrives because of the opportunities your success unlocked. A stranger is blessed because you once overflowed with kindness. Yes, your ripple is infinite. Smile now knowing that your abundance uplifts not only your life, but countless lives beyond your sight. Say it once more and let it echo. My abundance is a blessing to the world. I am the ripple. I am the wave. I am the tide of prosperity. Tag someone you want to see prosper. And now, beloved, we arrive at the great closing. The journey has brought us here through tides of wealth, through joy of manifestation, through trust in the unseen, through the crown of worth, through the ripples of abundance, and now to the decree that seals it all. This is the moment of eternal affirmation. This is where we anchor every truth, where we breathe it into the marrow of our being, where we declare once and for all, I grow forever. My abundance expands without end. Take a deep breath. Inhale the golden light of prosperity. Exhale every doubt, every shadow of lack. Inhale the rhythm of infinite supply. Exhale the weight of old beliefs. And now begin to speak with me. Speak with power. Speak with conviction. Speak as though the words themselves are seeds planted into the eternal soil of spirit. Affirmation Layer 1 Identity. I am divine wealth made visible. I am prosperity walking. I am abundance in form. I am eternal growth. Pause. Let these words echo. Feel them take root. Affirmation Layer 2 Flow. I receive with ease. I give with joy. I circulate wealth endlessly. I am the tide of prosperity. Yes, the tide rises, the tide returns. Always more, always flowing. Affirmation Layer 3 Worth. I am priceless. I am crowned in infinite value. I am worthy of every blessing. I am unshakable in my self-worth. The crown glows upon your head. The world reflects what you already know. Affirmation Layer 4. Trust. I trust the unseen. I trust divine timing. I trust the process of life. My harvest is certain. The seed is planted. The roots are spreading. The sprout is rising. Affirmation Layer 5. Ripple. My abundance blesses the world. My prosperity uplifts generations. My overflow touches countless lives. I am the ripple of infinite wealth. Yes, the circles expand farther and farther without end. Now, imagine yourself standing in a vast field. All around you are trees, thousands, millions, each one grown from a seed of your affirmations. Their branches stretch toward the sky. Their roots sink deep into the earth. Their leaves shimmer with golden light. This forest is your abundance, ever-growing, never-ending, eternal. Walk through it. Feel the strength of the trunks. Hear the rustling of leaves that sound like whispered affirmations. Everywhere you turn, there is proof of your infinite growth. Say it with me. My forest of abundance grows forever. My prosperity is infinite. My wealth expands beyond measure. Now see the forest spreading even further across mountains, across oceans, across time itself. Future generations walk beneath its shade. Communities flourish upon its soil. The entire world breathes easier because you allowed yourself to grow, to prosper, to overflow. This is the truth. Abundance is eternal, and you are its eternal expression. Take one last deep breath. Let us seal it with the final decree. I grow forever. My abundance expands without end. My wealth multiplies eternally. I am prosperity itself, infinite and free. Say it again, louder, clearer, with full conviction. I grow forever. I grow forever. I grow forever. Yes, it is done. The word has been spoken. The seed has been planted. The decree has been sealed. Beloved, walk from this moment knowing that your abundance is not temporary, not fragile, not uncertain. It is eternal. It is infinite. It is forever growing. And as you live, as you breathe, as you speak, you will see proof upon proof, harvest upon harvest, blessing upon blessing. For the decree is written, you grow forever. If this has lit your spirit, share it so others may grow forever.